Okay, so point one, you say, yeah, it has been shown with Solid Snake. It's literally mentioned many times that game overs are real in Metal Gear Verse, and I can confirm that it does in fact exist. People who have time paradox inherit, as I stated. Okay, can you prove that real quick? You didn't really prove it. Two, you say, I don't care about other verses that you're comparing because respectfully, these verses you stated are irrelevant. I'm here to argue Metal Gear. Well, the player is you, me, right? And is stated to be the player character who is us. No, that's very incorrect. You're incorrect about that. They're stated they they. Oh my God, this is so confusing. Like, what are you trying to argue? No, they're not stated to be the player. The player is controlling them. It says player in the left-hand tab because that's who we're controlling. That is not. That doesn't mean they're us. That is the same logic as me going to an arcade game. And yes, I'm bringing up other games because it's relevant when we can use the same logic with both, whether it be good logic or bad logic. In this case, it's bad logic. But we can say that in Street Fighter, it says player one in the left hand corner. That doesn't mean we are the character. We are just controlling the character, and the game is putting player one there or player or whatever to represent that we are controlling that character, that specific side of the screen, the whatever. Okay. Going on, you say this means Raiden has importance over the simulation. If he dies, then the simulation dies. No, if he dies, the simulation ends. That's how a simulation works. There's no more person to conduct the simulation on. That's just standard logic. You say he's independent as a matter of fact because the simulation relies on Raiden's existence, who isn't bound by it because he's literally in a simulation. Then if he dies, then he's still alive in the real world. You can't just say he's not the player without proof. And yeah, I get that you're using logic as if he can't turn off the game. I don't think you understand my point. The player is the characters. You are the character in that plot. This is literally how it is implied and shown throughout almost the whole game franchise. No, that's definitely not the case. Snake is his own character. Big Boss is his own character. Raiden is his own character. We happen to guide these characters through the game because without doing that, it would not be a game. It would be a movie, which for the most part, Metal Gear kind of is good at being. But no, we are not Raiden. Raiden is not us. That is not the case. Raiden doesn't have transcendence over the simulation. He is important to the simulation because he who he's who the simulation is being conducted on. It's a simulation. They need him for the simulation to be going. He's an important part of it, but he doesn't transcend it. It doesn't transcend him. It's a simulation. The simulation is not above Metal Gear. That's not how simulations work. Simulations are inherently fictional. And again, it is not shown to be that way throughout the franchise. Three, it does qualify for RF because he exists inside and outside. Yes, because the reason he exists inside and outside is because he's inside the simulation. Yes, it's fake. It's VR. Virtual reality training is a thing in Metal Gear. That is that is just a thing. If he dies, then he manipulates it, but he's the player. Being in a simulation doesn't matter if Raiden is inside because he's only testing a model, the simulation. He's still alive in the outside world, making him transcendent. Absolutely not. Oh my God. I don't mean to sound rude, but this is horrible. This is you can apply this logic to real life and other things, basically saying that if I die in a game, but I don't die in the real world, then I transcend this thing and it makes me this. This is the equivalent of me being controlled by real God. He's controlling me. Me being in a virtual reality simulator, God controlling me with a controller. Let's just go there because why not? Then him controlling my actions, and then me saying that I'm equal to God because if I die in that simulation, and in the left hand corner, I guess it says God or whatever, and I'm equal to God at that point, and then you say, I never said the simulation transcends Metal Gear. The simulation is in Metal Gear, which the whole verse is basically a simulation because it's a whole fucking game, right? And it's literally talking about, no, no, absolutely not. If the game acknowledges that it's a game, then that doesn't do anything. I'm saying that Raiden transcending MGS2 would make him transcend the Cosmo. No, he's not transcending MGS2 because if MGS2 is a game within a game, then that would just mean he's transcending something that's below fiction. That's below fiction. So I don't get what you're trying to argue. Um, no, this is not good logic. You're basically saying he's not transcending it. He can just be in a simulation and then be outside of a simulation. And then if he dies in the simulation, then the simulation ends. It's not that complicated to understand. This is a horrible stretch. This is horribly stretched. Then you say, like, yeah, I know that you can say, oh my God, but these are just tutorials or hints. That's not what it's told. The fact that you're literally being told that if you die, then the game is over, the simulation bursts. No, if you die, then the simulation ends. Yeah, that's what's happening. That's how a simulation works. Just to clarify, it's wrong to call a virtual reality training fictional because this is like training, all right? And it's stated in I think MGS3 by Big Boss that people die in virtual reality training all the time. It's common for people to die in the virtual reality training because it's very realistic and like it's actual training. Like you have to like it screws with your mind. And Raiden's virtual reality training was much more advanced. It's not fiction. It's actual training. Your body's being put through this. He was going through this. He's not existing in a fiction and then a higher realm. Virtual reality training, Metal Gear doesn't transcend the simulations. It doesn't. That's such a weird thing to think. Do we transcend? If I put on a VR goggles, do I transcend what I'm viewing? No. It's me viewing something. I don't transcend it. It's not a dimension. Video games aren't dimensions. They're they're literally just video, audio, exist. I don't even know what to call it, but they're not dimensions. Sure, they have dimensions, but not in like actual like feasible dimensions, like a separate dimension, separate space time continuum. No, like dimensions as in shapes and size and all these other variables. This is insane to me. But no, the the simulations are just simulations. So it's just VR training. It's not a lower realm. And to acknowledge what you said about until war was like a game to them, and then them using Metal Gear games, that is like definitely hyperbole because of the context around that station. I'm getting the feeling that you're copy pasting most of this from someone else. I just want to say that whoever you're copy pasting this from, unless these are your own original arguments and you're having to get them from someone else, you should stop using these because it's not consistent at all. There's nothing consistent about this. Also, just logic of simulation being fiction and then like transcending that because you can be in both and dying in one affects you in the real world is bad logic. And that's all I have to say about that. This is not good logic, and no one would ever accept this, except maybe, I don't know. I would be very surprised if this got accepted on any wiki whatsoever. Any wiki, I'd be shocked. I'd be horrified as well. I would never want to associate with that wiki because this is not how transcendence works. This is not how immortality works. And this is not how any of this works. This is just not good scaling, I'm afraid. And again, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just telling you how it is. He's not transcending anything. He's going into virtual reality training, and that's it. That's the extent of it. It's a simulation. And he is not the player. We are not him. He doesn't exist in the real world. He's just the image you sent is just Snake leaving training. That's it. It's training. That's all it is. I don't think it's that confusing at all. That's just Kojima's style. Like he'll have characters say press the select button, press the attack button to fire, press circle, game over will happen. That's that's literally what he does. In that same scene, there's a fourth wall break. That's his style. There's so many people who try to replicate that style unsuccessfully. That's just what he does. He does that. And yeah, it destroys immersion. It does. I don't think he should do that. He should just have like in-game prompts. That's what that is. We don't have to take everything that happens in a game, especially one as wacky as Metal Gear, at face value. We don't. Not everything that happens in Metal Gear or all dialogue is realistically how the story's actually going. But Hideo like loves his American media. He loves how it was presented. He loves Konami. This is just his stylization. I don't think it's that confusing. I there's no universe or existing timeline where I will ever agree that the logic that you're trying to implement with these happenstances or these methods or whatever, that this can equate to being out of Versa level or whatever. I'm never going to agree to that because none of this is concise. It's just taking hyperbole. It's taking things that don't actually align. It's taking things out of context, or it's taking things that you're simply just misunderstanding. Again, it's it's not at all how it is.
They come. But how did you know she escaped?
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Codec?
Yes, she stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
I'm sure she still has it. What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Damn!
Oh, that's right. It should be on the back of the CD case. Try to contact her.
I'll contact her right away. They come. But how did you know?
Again, this is just his style. These are just fourth wall breaks. That's all they are. Like the Psycho Mantis, like moving the controller, is just an immersion thing. The reason that that is a thing is because this is when controllers brought in the vibration function, and Hideo wanted to really test that. Like that's explained in interviews, I'm pretty sure. Like that's what it is. And the O button, this is stuff you already sent. Like put the controller up against your arm. This is just that's also testing the vibration function. Like these are fourth wall breaks. These are fourth wall breaks. And again, and I've seen these exact same arguments before. They were in what's it called, Fred? But yeah, this is, and I know the back of the box thing, like the get the code on the back of the box or whatever.
She escaped.
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was
Um,
tied up here, that is.
Codec?
Yes.
Oh my God, I don't know how you can say this isn't the case when it's literally said it right here, making Snake's player. Check the back. No. Oh my God, it's a fourth. It's another fourth wall break. These are just fourth wall breaks. Snake isn't me. I'm not Snake. He's not me. He can't be me because he's not real. Snake isn't real. He's not real. He doesn't exist. He can't be me because he's not me. If Snake appeared in my room right now, either I'm tripping balls to an insane extent and I need mental help, or I'm or I need to apologize for being so wrong about everything I just said. But no, Snake can't be me. If Hideo Kojima like has in the next Metal Gear game say, yes, Solid Snake is actually, then he says my full name and address and whatever, my social security. That's not enough. That actually isn't even enough to do that because transcending to the real world wouldn't make you outer. Having RF doesn't make you outer. Also, both things have to exist with, like, say, for example, Joseph Joestar has a Superman comic. He views Superman as fiction. That doesn't mean he scales above Superman because both medias don't exist within each other. That's a separate Superman altogether. That ties into kind of what I'm saying. But no, that's not how this works. It doesn't matter if he's referred to as the player because he's not the player. I'm the player. He's not me. This isn't confusing, and I can't say this enough. This is just so confusing to me. And these are VR missions. The VR missions are simulations. Nothing transcends. Nothing